Welcome to the thrilling adventure. Our three brave heroes find the room changing bizarrely again. If they don't leave, they may face death. Simon prepares to free the old lady. But unexpectedly, once free, the old lady clung to Simon's neck, fearing her body might slip away, like grasping a lifeline. Her body was as lifeless as a fish out of water. Talk about living life to the fullest. Just when Simon loosened her hands, the old lady hugged his neck like she was ready to be the next missing person. But strange things pressed closer. In a life or death moment, the old lady clung on, so Simon, desperate, could only give her a wake-up call. Soon after, the old lady was silenced by mysterious forces. Simon managed to escape at the last minute. Talk about a successful getaway. Meanwhile, Max and Julia fled like the wind. Simon tried to catch up, but was caught by strange notes. As soon as Max and Julia entered the new room, they discovered countless ghostly remembrances left behind, as if time was checking in at this. Turns out, their supercube could manipulate time. Upon discovering this, Max panicked, like finding a new continent. Max told Julia that the top hacker, Alex, had invited all the people associated with the cube to this bizarre gathering, but Julia was completely in the dark about this mystery until Max mentioned a time-altering concept. He said this bright idea came from a game he designed. The problem? He hadn't even sold the game yet. He got tangled up in a lawsuit, and a game company called Internet Horror had allegedly borrowed his game. Julia, the lawyer, was shocked hearing the company's name, telling Max it was Miner, the real boss and arms dealer millionaire. This Ethan was actually a big shot, and Julia was his legal representative. It seemed like everyone here was connected to Ethan, and Julia couldn't believe it. Maybe she was trapped in a giant dream. Unexpectedly, he decided to stop running and face the music, getting close with Max. Meanwhile, Simon lingered in the original room, only to run into the deceased Jerry again, who treated him like a total stranger. Simon asked Jerry how long he had been there, and Jerry shrugged. "I don't know either, just woke up." Simon realized Jerry's words were true and multiple timelines existed, but they meant little to him now. All he could think about was his rumbling stomach, so he decided to dine on Jerry instead. Meanwhile, the scene shifted to Kate and the blind girl, who began to accept the idea of parallel universes, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades. They knew that no one could leave alive, but Kate clung to a shred of hope, comforting the blind girl that they'd surely find a way out. But suddenly, the blind girl chimed in, "Not even I can find the exit. You might as well give up. You know that contraption you built? I built them a mega key, and it turned into a super combo." "So, how do we get out?" Kate asked helplessly. "This isn't a game or a fairy tale ending. It's a total safety hazard. This number has no meaning at all. 60,659, it definitely means something. It's everywhere," sighed the blind girl. "Sorry, Kate. This is the end." But Kate believes as long as they are still breathing, the story isn't over. So, she kept randomly opening doors, only to find each room filled with remains of her friends. Who knows how many parallel corpses there were. Unexpectedly, she found a mark left by Jerry, thinking they returned to the original room. Little did she know it was a trap. Because of 60,659 creepy numbers, and the doctor's body converged, as if spaces merged. Kate asked the blind girl what was going on, and sure enough, she said that all parallel universes were collapsing into one. When the timelines collapse, everything goes boom. No one can leave alive. However, once she heard the truth, Kate declared she wouldn't just stand by and watch it happen. She was determined to fight back. She continued to search for rooms and accidentally opened one, only to see everything replaying in a loop. This meant that the blind girl was right. This was a deadly loop. At that moment, desperate Kate encountered Simon again, but this time he wanted to play the role of the big bad. Kate seized the opportunity and stabbed Simon in the eye, but the next second he appeared behind her like a ninja. This left her more confused about the time flow, and Simon said had been waiting. Holy moly, endless time shifts are no joke. It wasn't until Simon revealed the truth that Kate realized he was gunning. The blind girl suddenly chimed in, sadly declaring, "Whatever she does is pointless, they are all doomed." That remark made Simon furious. He immediately snapped the blind girl's neck, then turned to finish Kate, only to be met with a swift counterattack. Looking at Simon's watch, Kate suddenly realized that 60,659 was a countdown for her escape. This was what the blind girl meant about the collapse time. She had to find a way out before it blew. But she only had a few seconds left. Could she make it? Then the space around her began to twist as she opened a door. Instead of another room, she was met with creepy darkness, and the space started collapsing. So Kate jumped right in without thinking. Boom. Kate was grabbed by two men and dragged before the suited man, where the truth finally came to light. As it turned out, Kate was a minion of the suited man, and she was sent into that cube to retrieve the blind girl's USB drive, which contained the technology to build the cube. The others were merely lab rats, all in the name of creating the perfect four-dimensional space.